Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat Harem with another Toonami news update. Now, the headline news is, as you can see in the title, about a Dragon Ball Z Kai marathon. However, I want to bring up something first. You might be wondering, why am I being greeted right now with a picture of Haruko from Fooly Cooly? Well, specifically, this picture is from Fooly Cooly Alternative, but still. As you might know from yesterday's video, Jason DeMarco did address some questions and concerns about Toonami on Twitter, and he did answer some more after I did my video. Most of them were like PR related, like, oh, how do I talk to voice actors? How do I get contact with them? Or like, how do I get into business? Like questions like that. However, there were a couple questions fully coolly related. One I'm not going to show here, but it was basically strongly implied that when we have to start rerunning classic shows soon, we will likely get both fully coolly progressive and alternative. However, the more interesting one came a little later, where someone was asking the following question: how do you feel about fully coolly progressive and alternative going on 2 years post-release? After response to Prog and Alt, would you ever consider a fourth part with the characters from OG Fully Coolly? And this following was Jason DeMarco's response. I feel good about both of them. I have issues with Progressive, but I think both shows stand on their own and deserve to exist, and added to the Fully Coolly universe in an interesting way. We'll talk about run-ons. As for more Fully Coolly, maybe. Here's the thing. First, I could point out the fact that the person who is key in commissioning it even mentions that he has issues with Progressive, which I find to be straight up hilarious, because Progressive had a lot of issues. Like, far and away, Alternative was the better of the two. But nonetheless, what I find interesting here is how he said maybe there's more Fully Coolly. As if you've been following my channel, you know, I've talked about how Jason DeMarco not that long ago teased that there's 6 shows in production from Adult Swim for Toonami, and how we already know 2 of them being Uzumaki and the new Blade Runner show. However, that leaves 4 more shows we don't know anything about. And I was very tongue-in-cheek joking, maybe we get 2 more Fully Coolly sequels, like kind of joking, because honestly, I thought there was no way, considering how odds are adult William Street probably did take a loss on the 2 sequels, that they would ever make more. But I'm like, if they run out of ideas, they'll just go back to the old Fully Coolly well. But I I think based on this response, this is a bit reading between the lines, and don't take this as any confirmation. I think they actually did greenlight 2 more sequels, which, if this is true, that would be the most hilarious, oddest prediction I've ever gotten right here. Because usually when I make predictions about Toonami, I have a tendency to be completely off. But this year, I've been more right than usual. And me making that tongue in cheek prediction might become more prophecy than I anticipated, which would be downright hysterical if this is true. But again, that was just a response. This doesn't confirm there's more Fully Coolly, but again, that'll be interesting to see what the other 4 shows are when they get announced and whenever they get announced. Now back to the main news of this video, that of the new the marathon. We're going to have a Dragon Ball Z Kai on April 11th. This marathon will run through the entire block from 11:30 to 3 in the morning, and on April 11th. What's interesting about this date is that this is the week after Sword Art Online War of the Underworld's first core ends. So right there, that might be implying that they're going to buy another week to try to get a new show from the block. Or maybe this is them trying to spread out. Actually, this might be more likely. I think this would be before the last episode already dubbed of My Hero Academia. So this one might be trying to stretch it out one more week to buy more time to see if they can't get back dubbing in My Hero Academia, which honestly I think would be fruitless, because I think My Hero Academia, the dubbing is going to be out of commission for quite a while. So this will probably be just a short-lived effort here, or at least an effort of vain, as I should put it. It's going to be a long-term effort. Expect more marathons like this. I would not be surprised if we get an announcement like tomorrow or something that April 18th, we get a Fully Coolly progressive marathon. I mean, it'd work perfectly. It would only be 3 hours long because it's 6 episodes. Hell, maybe April 25th, we get a Fully Coolly alternative marathon too, considering how Jason DeMarco really loves these 2 sequels and are really kind of desperate to try to make them work 2 years later, which I find to be pretty interesting. But nonetheless, here with Toonami, and usually Dragon Ball is a great pull for the block. Dragon Ball Super rated well. Dragon Ball Kai rated pretty well and was on the block when it was a couple years ago. However, from what I can tell, early reception to this marathon is actually kind of negative, or definitely more negative than the announcements of these marathons are. First off, this is the actual specific blurb given by Toonami on their Facebook page regarding the marathon. To help you all get through staying at home, Toonami is bringing back a crowd favorite for one night only. On April 11th, binge all the action you can handle with back-to-back-to-back Dragon Ball Z Kai Marathon from 11:30 p.m. to 3:30 a.m. That's 4 hours. That's an extra. So they're going to be airing 8 episodes because usually Toonami Black ends at 3 o'clock. So interesting they're going to 3:30 here. Grab your snacks and hunker down with Toonami. So, indirectly implying this is because of the current issues we have and not necessarily some creative decision right there. And a couple of the comments here I'm going to read, not mention any names here for sake of anonymity, but the first one is, "Oh, why do they always go to Kai? And I get it, it's cheap, I guess, but this series has been run into the ground more than any other series on Toonami. Sure, Dragon Ball Z might be one of the most popular and the most entry level on Toonami's roster, but any other series would have been better than this. They might as well call it Dragon Ball Z Go," with that last part being a reference to the Cartoon Network show Teen Titans Go, which is generally disliked, especially relative to the show its predecessor, the original Teen Titans, which is a show I still love to this day. And another comment here, air something new you haven't aired before. This is the problem. The same old word I can't say here, probably on YouTube. 99% of us have already seen. So much animes that Toonami hasn't even tried airing at all. Put other different animes on seriously. And really, when I look at the first two comments of a Toonami Facebook post, especially in an marathon news show pickup, they're usually both like really positive, glowing comments like, "I've been looking forward to this," or "I love the show. I can't wait to watch 4 hours of it." Like, this kind of interesting perception so far it says has been kind of negative. And let's see if that translates to the ratings here. It'll be interesting to see the response to this in the long term. Anyway, that's the Toonami news for now. We might get more fully coolly. You know, there's a Dragon Ball Z Kai marathon coming up in April 11th. Your opinions on these updates. Leave your opinions, leave your comments down below. I appreciate your support. I love reading your opinions. If you want more content like this, please like, please subscribe, and hit that notification button. I am Super Orange Cat, and that is all.